During this lesson, we show you how easily seams can be added and notches and corner shapes can be manipulated. We make extensive use of quick-step methods, but there are equivalent methods that require dialog entry. Select the Seam tool. Type 2 quick-step entry for 2-inch seam. Simply select the sections for 2-inch seam. Now add half-inch seams. Notice how more than one section can be added simultaneously. Add 3/8 inch seams. Notice how the existing seams are not affected even though they are inside the selection box. This makes adding seams extremely easy. In order to change the existing seam width, switch to the Edit Seam tool. With the Edit Seam tool, we can modify the 2-inch seam to 1.5-inch seam. Let's select the seam corner shapes. We could use the seam property to do this, but the quick-step method is much quicker. Type FN quick-step. F stands for the fold corner type, and N stands for notch. Left-click on the sewing line and notice how it is now a fold corner with a notch. The click sewing line would be the folding line. For a 90-degree corner shape, type 90 quick-step. 90N to include a notch as well. Let's turn the princess line corner seam to a 90-degree corner and make sure the seam corner length is matched between two sides. We could use the seam corner matching tool to do this, but here we use the M quick-step. M stands for matching corners. Type M and drag a line from one side to the other. The matched 90-degree corner shapes appear in magenta color. The seam size display button on the View filter displays the seam size. This is a very handy tool to have. In order to remove seams, select the sections and hit the Delete key.